Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a first impressions, testing out some new products. None of these I don't think are actually like new, they're just new to me. I have a few different foundations. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. I think I kind of know. And then setting powder, a new eyeshadow palette, and then I have used the highlight I'm going to use and the concealer. And maybe the bronzer I've used. I don't know if I've used these on my channel or not. I'm pretty sure I've used the highlight at least one time and the concealers, but I'm not sure if I used the bronzer or not. So a lot of these are products that I've never used. I'm gonna give you my first impressions, kind of my first opinions on them. And then some products are things that I've been using for a little while but haven't shown as much on my channel. Also, Clay is in here working on a video that he's posting later on 1344. So if you hear some clicking or some background commentary, hello. That's what that is. Okay, to start out, I'm gonna put this headband to hold my hair back, hopefully. My hair's still pink. I have not tried to wash it yet though, so. If you're wondering what I used on my hair, I did a whole video on the product. I absolutely have loved it so much, so I'll list that video as well as the product that I used in the description box as well. These headbands are never cute on me. Like this, I don't feel like this looks cute. And then does this look cute? I think I might be better off without a headband. I don't know, it looks like squish head. I'm gonna do no headband. I've already primed my face. I used this Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It's kind of a more silicone-y primer, which normally isn't what I go for. I go for more hydrating primers, but those are on the verge of being out, so I've been trying to use other stuff. For foundations today, I have 3 different options. I have this I have this Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation in Fair. I have used this a couple of times. I'm not super sure how I feel about it yet. And then I haven't tried out this Stila Aqua Glow Serum Foundation, and this is in the shade Light. These 3 products right here that I have as options, I actually got at TJ Maxx. So they're high-end products at cheaper prices. So if you're someone that's just getting into makeup and you want cheaper alternatives, or you just like to save money like I do, check TJ Maxx because you can still buy these products other places. It's not like they're discontinued or sold out or anything, and they sell them at a lot cheaper prices. I haven't used this foundation yet. I'm thinking about using it today just because I have not used it and it would be a true first impression. And then I also have the Anastasia Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Banana, which is technically one of their highlighting shades. It's not technically a foundation shade, but it actually matches my skin when I'm really fair, so I got that anyways. But I could use that to kind of highlight under my eyes, and I don't really know. I think I'm gonna go with this one today though. Looks like this. I've never done one of these first impressions videos before, but we're gonna see how it goes. I'm just gonna share what I honestly think about this stuff with you. I honestly have no clue if this is gonna be my shade, so we're gonna find out together. Ooh. This might be a little dark, but I'll blend it in and see how it ends up. This is supposed to be a radiant. It says medium to full buildable coverage with a natural radiant finish. That was a big pump, I guess, because this is a lot of foundation on my skin. This is definitely not my color right now. I do like the glowy finish to it, but it's already setting in my smile lines. It looks really thick around my mouth. This could definitely be a full coverage foundation, I think, because it's looking pretty heavy in spots, which is not my preference. I'd rather have something kind of light to medium, but this does say medium to full, so I would say it's a medium to full coverage. It looks pretty good everywhere except like right around my mouth. I'm not crazy about how it looks around my mouth, and I wish I would have used a little bit less because I do feel like I have a lot of product on my face. I'm trying to just go over it. This is a little bit heavier around my mouth than what I like prefer, but it could be because I got way too much and it's not my exact shade. Just pull that on down the neck. If you like more full coverage foundations and you like that natural to glowy finish, I think you would probably really like this because it does have really nice coverage. It's sitting on the skin really nicely, especially like in my pore areas, but it is settling a little bit in my smile line on this side. I think if I applied less of that next time that I would like it more. I have to try that again, but those are my first thoughts. It is definitely a medium to full coverage foundation, which is what it says, right? Yeah, medium to full buildable coverage with a natural radiant finish. I would agree with all of that. I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild concealers. This is in the shade Light Ivory, and this will kind of hopefully lighten up this foundation a little bit too. And put a little bit more down here so that it hopefully lightens up the contrast between my neck and the foundation on my face. For eyes today, I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Prism palette. This isn't new, but I have not used this yet. I think this is still available. I'm pretty sure all of these products are still available. They're not new, but I'm pretty sure you can still buy all of them. So I wanted to talk about them and just use them for the first time and see what I thought about them, and then kind of share that with you, because some of this stuff, like at TJ Maxx, you can get cheaper. I got this Prism palette on Macy's.com for $25. They're regularly $44, I believe. I wanted to share that with you guys because you can find sales on stuff like this if you're looking for makeup at kind of discounted prices. It looks like this. I think I'm just gonna go in with neutrals today. That's my favorite anyways, are neutral warm tones, so I wanna see how those perform in this palette. I do have the Modern Renaissance palette as well. I keep everything in the packaging. People always give me a hard time, but I just feel like it's easier to store that way. But I do have this palette and I love it. Probably the best shadow formula that I own. I really love them. They are very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. They blend out really easily. I love the Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows. I think I'm gonna stick with kind of this 4 quadrant right here, these kind of neutral shades with the gold. And I think I'm gonna pop in this kind of burnt orangish red shade as well. First, I'm gonna take this Wet n Wild brush. There's not a super light one to set your lid, I'm just noticing, if you're super fair, but I'm gonna try to use this Unity shade. It's kind of a yellowish shade, so we'll see if that's too dark on my eyes or not. Yeah, that does show up pretty dark on my lids. If you're lighter than me and you want it to not show up, like if you're not putting a shadow over top of it, I think that this would be too dark to set your eyes with. This concealer is creasing under my eyes already. Okay, I'm gonna stop my eyes really fast and set my under eyes. I have been wanting to try this Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder. This is in the shade Petal. I've been wanting to try this for so long and I just haven't picked it up, and I was so excited when I saw this at TJ Maxx. So this was at TJ Maxx for $7.99. I think it's normally $25. I could be wrong. It's in that area. So $7.99 and it's full size, and I'm pumped about it because I've wanted to try this for a very long time. Oh, this is a little bit messy. Okay, I'm gonna use a brush and dump some into the cap, just a little bit. That looks so smooth. Some of it got like down in this area over my pores, and it's literally like poreless. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. Clay, come look at this. Tell me if you can tell how like smooth these pores are right here from this powder. I just set my under eyes with it, but it's like super smooth, isn't it?
It's the real deal, yeah.
You can't even see them. Yeah, so I would say that's a good powder. I don't know, as far as brightening my under eyes, I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was like into the smoothing, but it definitely smoothed out in my pore area. Like, I wasn't even expecting that. I was just trying to set my under eyes with it, but that was an appreciated bonus for sure. I'm actually gonna take that same brush with that leftover powder and kind of set in this smile line. I've been noticing lately that a lot of foundation I've been putting on is sitting really bad, and this, it's just on one side. I mean, I'm not mad that I have smile line. I feel like that's a good thing, but a lot of products have been sitting in that recently. Okay, now I'm gonna jump back to my eyes. I'm just gonna make sure that that yellowish tone that I used to set the concealer is kind of all over. And before I forget it, I'm gonna grab a brow product, because if I don't, and a mascara, I will do this whole tutorial with no brows and no mascara on, because I'll get to the end and I'll forget. I think first I'm gonna go into Eden, which is this kind of warmer toned salmon-y color, and I'm gonna put that all through my crease. I hardly got any on my brush. I even blew off the excess, and this is all of the product on my eye. These shadows are so good, I love them. A little bit goes such a long way with these shadows, and that makes me feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I'm gonna go in with this Morphe E22 into the shade Saturn, which is right here. This is one of my favorite shades in the palette. I didn't really need any new eyeshadows, but this is the first palette in a long time that I saw and I was like, oh, that is like pretty. Like I could do a lot of different looks with that. I really liked this Sphere shade, the neon color, and then this Throne shade, which is like a kind of a blackened teal. It almost has like purple or navy reflex in it. It is a shimmer. And I thought those two colors were so pretty, but what I liked about this and why I got it is because there's a lot of neutral shades. I can do like a neutral everyday Makinze look, but then there's also some shades that I could kind of play around with and see if I could come up with something like a little bit more creative. So I love palettes like that that kind of give you a lot of options. So I'm gonna go in with this brush and Saturn. I feel like it's not as easy to blend as the other one, but I'm also feeling like this brush is a little bit rough. For the third time, I'm gonna go in with this Morphe M502, and this one is softer. I don't know what the deal is. There's no product on this brush. I'm just gonna try to blend that out a little bit. Those last two brushes that I used feel more stiff than normal, so I don't know if it's because I just washed them and haven't used them since then, but this one's a little bit smoother, so I'm going to use this instead, just blend that out a little bit. Yeah, I don't think it's the shadow that is difficult to blend out. I think it was that brush I was using. For the lid, not sure if I want to use this Lucid shade right here or if I want to use Pyramid, this golder shade. Let's swatch them and see. That one is very light, and then Pyramid is more of a, that's a very yellow gold shadow. I'm gonna use my finger and go into Lucid. It's very, very soft, and I'm just gonna place that all over my lid to the outer corner. This is very pretty. In the pan, I feel like it looked like it had kind of a greenish, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks kind of like it has a greenish undertone. And so I wasn't planning on using that, but on the lid, I don't know if it's just with these other shadows, it's actually got a really pretty like white gold look to it. That's really, really pretty. These show up like crazy when you use your finger, and they're super soft and blendable even with your finger. I really like that. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into that brush that I used for Saturn, and I'm gonna pick up Eden, which is this first warmer shade that we used, kind of that salmon color, and I'm just gonna dust that on the edges to kind of blend, and then also blend out the crease a little bit with that. I really like that color a lot more than I thought I was going to. I can't remember if I've shown this in a video or not, but I've been really liking this, especially in the summertime. It's a liquid bronzer. It's the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun Serum Bronzer. My goodness. I really like this. It is kind of messy, like it does kind of get all in the cap and out here, but I just use it on the same beauty blender that I put my foundation on with. And then since this foundation is a little bit darker already, I'm gonna try to go kind of light, and then I'll just put some on the perimeters of my face and then kind of go back over it. I love this because you can build it up really easily, but it gives more of a natural bronze look to the skin. I've really, really been liking this. And it kind of has like a sheen to it too. There's not necessarily like glitter in it. I don't see any glitter or anything like that at all. I don't know if it's just because it is the serum bronzer, but it gives a really pretty sheen, like glow to the skin too in the areas that you put it on. I don't know if you can see like right in this area. Kind of gives like a pretty natural look to the skin. I really, really like this bronzer. So you can build it up, or if you have more fair skin like I do, it's not too dark at all. I really, really like this. Oh, and I got this at Marshall's. I got this at Marshall's, and I also got this Becca foundation at Marshall's. I got the Becca foundation for $12.99, full size. And I think that's like, what did we say, Clay? Was it like 40 something? I think it's like 40 something normal price when I looked it up. And then I don't know how much this is or how much this was because I bought it a while ago, but I really, really like this. So if you like liquid bronzers or if you've never tried them before, I really, really like that one. Okay, now I'm gonna use that Kat Von D powder. I'm just gonna lightly set my whole face because I do like more of the radiant, glowy finish, but I do wanna use a powder highlight today, so I'm gonna set my whole face. I have some fallout under my eyes that I just noticed from the shimmery shade. I'm gonna try to dust that away. So there is some fallout with the shimmers at least. I don't have any from the mattes. Dust away pretty easily. I can't stand that though, having glitter on my face. Like, if it's a glittery setting powder, anything glittery, I just don't like to have glitter on my face unless it's on my eyelids. But I did dust away pretty easily. I'm gonna grab some MAC Fix Plus and just spray my face to kind of get rid of that powdery look because I do like a more dewy finish. And then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and just stamp over everything. I love using a setting spray or a spray primer or MAC Fix Plus to spray over my face, especially when I set it all with powder. It helps it sink into the skin. It takes away that powdery feel and kind of brings back the dewiness, which is the type of look that I love. Okay, what's next? So those are all the new products I had, were the foundations and the setting powder and then the eyeshadow palette. I'm just gonna finish up with some products that I haven't used too often. I think I've only used this one time on my channel, but I could be wrong. This is not a new product, but it is still available, and I haven't used it too much, but it's really awesome. And the pan sizes in this, I mean, my goodness. I think this is 40 something. I could be wrong. I'll have all of these products listed in the description box down below if you want to look into them. But these pan sizes are massive, so I do feel like you're getting more of your money's worth with this. I'm gonna go into summer since my eyeshadow is a lot of it gold tone actually. These highlights are awesome, super smooth, and you can build them up. They can be like super, super intense. Oh, I got this on sale too. Actually, I got this for Christmas, but it was on sale, and I think it was at JCPenney. So you can find like random sales like that and get good makeup at discounted prices, like especially around the holidays and stuff, and check places like Macy's and JCPenney that you wouldn't think to check that actually carry makeup brands. I liked this for a long time and wanted to try it, but I just wasn't gonna pay full price for it for just 2 highlights, but they are really good. So if you can find it on sale, or if you have a deeper skin tone and can use all of these highlights are so good, or these pan sizes are really big. So I do think you'd be getting 2 very good size highlights for like 40 something, I believe. So it's just kind of what's important to you. If you love highlight, that's one of your favorite parts, I think that this is like awesome. And this was the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped. I do think if you're someone that loves highlight, I think this is a gotta try because it's really good. And then I don't think I've used these on my channel yet either, but they are not new to me. I've used them for a few months now. These are the Essence mascaras. This one is Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. This is the Lash Extension Mascara, and then this one is the Curl and Hold Mascara. The pink one is my favorite. I went in and got this one and thought I was gonna love this because it's lash extension, so like lengthening. Thought I was gonna love this one, but this is actually my favorite of the 2. I think both of them are really great, and they're like $4.99. So if you need a good, cheap mascara, I would definitely recommend these. This one is almost out, so I am gonna try using the Volume Stylist 18-hour lash extension mascara. Those are all the products that I had to test out today or kind of share with you. I do want to try using the Becca foundation and the Anastasia stick foundation in a video, so maybe I'll use those in a Get Ready With Me. I really like doing those, and I haven't done one in a while. If you have a preference on which one, if you're interested in one of those foundations, just comment down below and let me know, because it doesn't really matter to me which one I use. I'm gonna get around to using both of them. My thoughts on the products that I used today. Technically, I guess the only new, not used by me before products were these 3 right here. I really like the eyeshadow palette. I think the colors blended really well. I think they're really pigmented. I think they're really pretty. They're very smooth. I think that shadows like that give you a really blown out, simple look really easily. I forgot lips. Hold on. Forgot to put a lip product on. Okay, back to my thoughts on the products. This foundation, I'm not sure on. I think that I might have applied too much, but I think if I used a lighter application and used a lot less product, I might like it better, because I do like the glow to the foundation. I think is really pretty. If you are into full coverage or even medium to full coverage and you want that natural to glowy finish, I think that you could really like this. As for the Kat Von D Secret Brightening Powder, I think this is really good. I think when I'm self-tanned or have a tan that it could be very brightening. I didn't notice a lot of brightening today just because my skin is very fair, but I do really like this powder. I noticed a huge difference in my pore area. I didn't even mean to put it there, but I did notice a huge difference in those areas. Those are all of the products that I have to share with you today. I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out. I really like that powder. I really like the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna have Clay look at my foundation and see what he thinks, because he does see all of the different foundations I wear. And he does know quite a bit about makeup because he comes with me on all of my makeup shops. What do you think? What does it look like compared to like what I normally wear?
It's pretty full coverage, but it looks good.
What do you mean by full coverage? What does it look like to you?
It's kind of thick. You can tell it's there.
Yeah, it's kind of heavier, isn't it, than what I'm used to? So what's your final thoughts? Thick?
Thick.
The foundation is thick. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and remember, you are beautiful, you're a blessing, and I'm so thankful for you. Bye.